Greetings, this is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Today there are two things that I'd like to talk to you about. One of which is very important with me. Another might be very important to you. I'll leave you to decide which is which. As usual, I want to start things off by giving a shout out to some of my favorite people on planet Earth. Peace, peace. Court Singh, how you doing? LaShawn Newman, peace. Discover the hero within, peace, peace. Cosmic Traveler, peace. Laila Safuate, peace. KP, peace. DD Toro, peace. Marcos Lucas, peace, peace. As you come into the video, go ahead and hit the like button, because as has been stated many times before, this is one way to help the YouTube algorithm promote these types of videos to people who care to see them. Okay, so quite frankly, I spent a lot of time in the hyperbolic chime chamber, so to speak, working on a very exclusive project. And to get right down to it, back in 2019, this is when I first came up with the Magick Academy, which was a membership program. And the point of this program was to go through key occult texts and study them in depth so that we could extract the principles and the information in order to utilize them in everyday life. Well, this has evolved into this YouTube channel where every so often I'd go through a certain occult book and we'd dissect it page after page. That's how this whole thing started. So fast forward now to 2023. Over the past 3 or 4 months, I've taken that original concept of an online mystery school, taking some of the greatest occult texts and breaking them down into modern day language. I've taken that principle and I've updated that, utilizing concepts from NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which in my opinion is a practice that contains some of the best techniques for implementing fast change in the average human being. All that condensed to say, I've updated the membership and it is now ready for public consumption. So I'm going to be promoting this membership for quite a while here, because not only am I very proud of the work that we put into this, but I know for an absolute fact that this is probably the best and the quickest way to begin to understand the occult concepts at a deep level. So for the first month, we will be studying the Kabbalion. The second month, we will be studying chaos magic. The third month, we'll be getting more into quantum physics and things of that nature. So before I continue on further, I'm going to go ahead and post the link to give you guys access to the membership. So I'm posting that in the chat right now. And here's the thing. There's 2 accesses to this. Imago Hawk says, have you done a video on NLP? I thought it meant non-linear path. The NLP that I'm referring to is neuro-linguistic programming, and this deals with the subconscious mind directly. Neuro meaning pertaining to our neurological system, linguistic dealing with language, so how language directly affects our neurology. There's an entire study dedicated to this, and it's very effective. So, like I said, there's two paths as far as this membership is concerned. The first path is where we're going to be breaking down all occult principles from Kabbalah to Tarot to astrology, the whole nine, one book study at a time. Like I said, the first month is going to be Kabbalion, next month is going to be Libra Null, etc., etc. And there will also be access to some of my exclusive courses that I will be creating henceforth. In particular, speaking of NLP, the very next course that will be released is a course that is derived from what I've referred to as the Green Book. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've heard of the Green Book. In my estimation, the greatest NLP book ever written. I've created a course based on that book. And for those of you who are ready to sign up within the next week, you're going to get free access to that course. If you don't sign up, then that course will be available for probably $150 or so. So I'm going to post a link here. Otherwise, if you're not ready to sign up just yet, I'm so confident in this membership program that I'm giving you guys a week free to test drive this content. Yeah. So if you don't believe the hype, if you haven't taken any of my courses already, I'm giving you 1 week free access to test drive what I've created so far, so you can see for yourself the effectiveness of this content and how we don't waste time with fluff and get straight to the point. So those are your choices. You can go ahead and dive in right away, and as a reward, I'll give you access to the next course, which is an NLP course based on the Green Book. Otherwise, if you want to wait and take a week's time to test drive things and see how you like it, you'll get 1 week free, and then you can see if you want to continue from there. In any case, from time immemorial, there have always been mystery schools. People have traveled far and wide across the planet to learn the principles of the occult. Now I think probably the most recent example of this was in the movie Doctor Strange, where he traveled to Tibet, I believe, to be taught by the Ancient One. But this is no different from Aleister Crowley's path, or Dion Fortune's path, or your path. Now, in today's modern world, we're not traveling to India and Tibet, but we do have the internet that connects us with everyone else. So give me just a second. Peace, Veronica. Peace, Framestar Films. Discover the Hero Within says the foundation of NLP was laid in 1975 by Richard Bandler and John Grinder. That is a true assessment. And understand that there were teachers before 1975 that the two of them learned from. And there were teachers after 1975 who've taken the concept of NLP and pushed the limits further. In particular, this green book that I speak of is one of the teachers who took this concept and pushed it further. Al Dickey, peace, peace. So as I search for the link to what I'm trying to share with you, I want you to consider the concept of a torus. We've often seen that there's a certain shape of energy that can be described as a torus field that's often around the human being, or a tree, or an apple, or the universe. But has anyone here heard of the concept of a 3 torus? 3 torus. Let me know in the chat if you've ever heard of the concept of a 3 torus. And while you answer that question, give me just a second. Because for some reason, this link has vanished from my site. Of course, it's in the same exact window that I'm already on. Emiko Hawk says, is a 3 torus physically possible to imagine, or is it a 4th dimensional shape? It is a 4th dimensional shape, and it is physically possible to imagine. In fact, being able to physically imagine this is the key to understand how the elements work. When you're performing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, when you are working with elemental magic, it's key that you understand how a 3 torus works, because that's where you're pulling the elemental influence from. And that's one of the things I wanted to address tonight. I've been getting into it these past couple of weeks. You haven't seen me? If you don't see me online, that usually means that I am neck deep in study. Discover the Hero Within says, have you ever heard of neurosemantics, which was created by Michael Hall and builds upon NLP? Absolutely, my friend. I have read many of his books. All right, 30 more seconds. Oh, excellent question, Framestar. Framestar Film says, does this directly relate to the 3 Hebrew mother letters and the cube? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, we have heard reference of the cube of space, which impinges upon the triple axis, right? The y-axis, the x-axis, and the z-axis. Now, dealing with those 3 mother letters, the y-axis, the x-axis, and the z-axis relates to the Fool card, which is Aleph, the Judgment card, and also the Hanged Man. The Fool deals with air, the Hanged Man deals with water, Judgment deals with fire. So, to answer your question, yes. But to take this a little bit further, that particular diagram deals with the cube of space. What I am presenting here is that the other 4 elements, aside from space, aside from Akasha, have their own cube of existence. And again, this is where we pull elemental influence from. Richard Tracy says, Victor Schauberger mentioned the 3 Taurus in his anti-gravitation devices while working for Hitler during the Third Reich. Okay. So yeah, as a clue, that might be something that you guys might want to research. Saigon, peace and greetings. Saigon says, Trav, I love you, man. Thank you for breaking down things to the most understanding way possible on a consistent basis. Thank you so much. Much love. My pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. Anna Molly, peace and greetings. Anna Molly says, fresh out the gym. Now, oh, my bad. That's King Prophet. Peace, peace. King Prophet says, fresh out the gym. Now time for some mental gymnastics. Yes, sir. And I'll have to admit, this concept is still kind of very abstract to me. So if it does sound kind of out there, we're going to work with it until we make it make sense, right? So here's how we want to break this thing down. And by the way, if you click the link that I've pinned to the top of the chat, that's the link to go ahead and sign up for the membership with the bonus NLP class that will be released next month. If you want to do the free trial, the link is also posted in the chat. The link is themagisociety.com/free trial. But anyways, getting to this 3 Taurus and how it relates to the elements. You guys have played the video game Asteroid, and we're talking about a very old video game, right? Where you've got the little spaceship floating around, and you can turn it left or right, and there's these rocks coming at you from every angle. Is anybody not familiar with that old-ass video game? Young Alchemist says, just join the membership. Peace, peace. I guarantee you're going to love what you find. I guarantee it. And we're going to keep delivering back to back to back to back. Got a lot of stuff planned for the rest of the year. I'm telling you. But anyways, who's heard of this game called Asteroid? Anna Molly says, F yeah. Okay. Well, there's that game, and also Super Mario 2. Super Mario 2 was not a big hit like Mario 1 or Mario 3, mainly because Mario 2 was trying to implement an entirely different playing style. But what Mario 2 and Asteroid have in common is that as the player in the center of the screen, while it seems like you're in this expanded space, it's actually a very limited space. In fact, if you go off the edge of the screen on the right side, you'll come back around to the left. And dealing with the Asteroid, if your plane floated to the top, you're going to come up through the bottom. So this is probably the easiest way to conceive of the concept that I'm talking about. When we want to think about infinity and we want to think about eternity, it seems like it's very difficult to grasp for the human mind. But consider you have a limited space, a finite space, wherein is contained infinity. So imagine the 4 walls that enclose my picture here on this Zoom screen. Imagine that this is all that there was in my dimension. That's it. So if I go off on this side, I come back off on this side. If I go up here, then I come back up here. So while it seems like there are 4 walls, in truth, they wrap around almost like some type of sphere, or better yet, a cube, right? Or even to make things more simple, if you take this edge and wrap it around to attach it to this edge, it would make a cylinder, right? It would make a cylinder, it would make a tube. So conceptually, what this is bringing to mind is that it's theoretically possible to have a finite space that is actually infinite. To have a finite space that is actually infinite. If we were reading comics, Doctor Strange or whatnot, we could call this a pocket universe. You might remember that scene where in Doctor Strange #1, he confronted that entity and they had to repeat things over and over and over again. Well, that's an example of time hitting the limit of this wall and just wrapping around to the beginning. I point all this out because it's best to think about the 4 elements that we have in a finite space that is actually infinite. Now, what was a major trigger for this, for me, from long ago, was that fire seemed to be the same fire. Maybe different in degree, but it always seemed to be the same fire. Every time you strike a match, it's the same flame. When you see a candle, it's the same flame. Now, it may be different in degree if you set your house on fire or you burn up something else of a different size. But I often wondered, like, what if all flame was actually the same flame? What if it was all drawn? What if when we strike a match, when we light a lighter, we're actually invoking fire from its dimension into ours? And when I say ours, I'm speaking of the earth plane. As human beings, we exist in the earth element. So I also began to think about water. All of water is the same. If you listen to what Einstein taught us, he taught that matter couldn't be created or destroyed. In fact, all it does is it changes its expression. What science tells you is that the same water that is here today is the same water that was here yesterday and 1,000,000 years ago. It may go through different phases and states, but it's the same water. Osani 13, peace. Devin is nobody, peace. So I started looking into this, and this wasn't like a quick search by any means. In fact, I only just now started to get some headway on this, and this has been for years. But when we look at, and this isn't just like me pulling random theories out the sky. When you look at Samkhya, when it talks about Prakriti, we're dealing with 2 levels of Prakriti, right? There's manifest Prakriti, which is where we are. And what distinguishes manifest Prakriti from unmanifest Prakriti is the fact that manifest Prakriti is completely imbalanced. And when I say imbalanced, what I mean is that the 3 gunas are set in motion. So the 4 elements, the 5 elements that we have present in unmanifest Prakriti are undergoing states of Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. at all times, every given moment. Things are rising, falling, and experiencing a slight moment of stasis. But when you look at perfect Prakriti, unmanifest Prakriti, what Samkhya teaches us is that in the state of unmanifest Prakriti, aka the matrix in prototype mode, what we're dealing with is the 5 elements in complete harmony, each in their own portion, undisturbed, not experiencing Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. So what that leads me to believe is that the 5 elements do continue to exist. The difference is, in unmanifest Prakriti, they exist perfectly proportionate to one another. And let me know if this is coming through clear or not. Because like I said, I know that this is abstract information, but it is very relevant if what you're interested in is elemental magic. So in unmanifest Prakriti, if you ever listen to Bobby Hemmett, right, we got to take it there. I got to mention Bobby Hemmett's name every so often to keep some people interested. If you listen to Bobby Hemmett, he talked about Universe A and Universe B. He said that one was the prototype universe. Well, this is unmanifest Prakriti. What we're talking about is the state of existence that is undefiled by ego, undefiled by human perception, undefiled by the distinction of I am, I exist. You get what I'm saying? So notice how that factor of individual consciousness upsets unmanifest Prakriti. The exact same way that when we talk about this double slit experiment, when you become aware of something, it becomes a particle. When you're not aware of it, it's a wave. The Black Sand says, keep the solo occult lectures going, Trav. Peace, MC Maestro. Discover the Hero Within says Discover the Hero Within says extremely clear. Awesome. Framestar Film says the 5 platonic solids figure into this also. They all emanate from the same point, drawn by the same line. Yes. Osani 13 says OG Bobby. There we go. King Prophet says 5 elements 3 times. Exactly. Exactly. So, and just to give you a pointer, all of this realization for me is coming from one meditation. What did Bruce Lee say? Somebody give me the Bruce Lee quote. Somebody give me the Bruce Lee quote. And for those of you, the Bruce Lee quote is changed. Testing. There we go.
That they went with the water.
What's that?
That they went with the water. That you turn into water. You boil the water.
Not that one.
Not.
The one where he says that, you know, for lack of better words, I don't fear the man who practices 1,000 punches one time. I'm concerned with the man who practices 1 punch 1,000 times. There's depth in that understanding. Thank you, MC Maestro. MC Maestro got it. I fear not the man who has practiced 1,000 punches, but he who has practiced 1 punch 1,000 times. That's what I'm saying. So, if you guys have heard of one of the greatest Tantra books ever written, the Sri Bhairava Tantra, SBT. What they say in the very beginning of that book is all these meditations are bullshit. It's a book of 112 meditations that will bring you to enlightenment. And before they kick into it, they say all these meditations are bullshit. They say that there is no meditation that will bring you to enlightenment, not a single one. However, by understanding and practicing and focusing, by learning your focus, by training your focus, by sharpening and honing your ability to concentrate, you can peripherally understand God. You can peripherally understand eternity. You can peripherally understand enlightenment. So it's not that this meditation will get you there, or this meditation is better than that meditation. It's the fact that you keep doing it so that you can get to the bottom of this thing. That's what they said in the greatest Tantra book ever written, the Sri Bhairava Tantra. Verse number 8, verse number 9. They literally say, this is poppycock. This is nonsense. However, this is the closest thing you're going to get. You hear what I'm saying? So with that being said, the one meditation that I've decided to stick with for the rest of my life is Tattva Shuddhi. And as I do this meditation over months, over years, because it's been years at this point, I continue to get new revelations on the understanding of the 5 elements and how they relate to the soul. So the most recent revelation that I've attained was that, number 1, the mastery of this practice will lead you to a particular siddhi called Prakriti Siddhi, which is probably the most powerful siddhi in the book. If you know, you know. Number 2, what it teaches is that, yes, there very much is a universe A and a universe B, a manifested universe and an unmanifested universe. In the unmanifested universe, everything exists in its own perfect proportion. Something like a pocket universe. So there's like a water cube where all water in existence exists. There's like a cube of fire where all fire in the universe exists. So on and so forth. So when we do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, when we do Tattva Shuddhi, when we do any centering or balancing ritual, what we're doing is we're raising our consciousness and our awareness to that state where we can perceive the elements in their unmanifest dimension. These elements are represented in the tarot cards. When you look at the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, etc., etc., these are representatives of those elements in their unmanifest perfect state. So again, when you're thinking about water element, when you're thinking about fire element, that's not Aquafina. That's not what's coming out of your gas stove. We're talking about a certain state of energy. Now, why that's important is because that goes beyond fire itself or even exciting activity. What that means is you can now track your life, your manifestations, your desires, your health, your wants and your needs and all that stuff. You can track what state that they're in, what stage that they're in, by using the principle of correspondence from the Kabbalion, finding out how they correspond to those 4 elements, which means that if you're having a problem, you'll know what element to apply to neutralize that problem. Or if you want more of something or less of something, you'll know what to add or subtract. By the way, like I said, this membership that I just now opened, we've dissected the Kabbalion like I've never seen before. There's plenty of websites to talk about the Kabbalion and plenty of YouTube videos, but I'm telling you, I've done the best job. Me and Apollo Soul, gotta give her credit. We broke down the Kabbalion like you ain't never seen before. Join this membership. I posted the link at the top. If you don't trust me, if you don't believe me, I'll give you a 1 week to test it out. The link is also in the chat. Pork Hill, peace, peace. Gregory Jones, peace. Louis, peace, peace. No one, peace. No one says, Trav, bro, this is very similar to Sufism. Also, you should check out some Ibn Arabi or Sheikh Nurjan of the Naqshbandi Sufi order. Speak on this similar subject. All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm not familiar with any of those words. Maybe if you can email that to me or even send it to me on Instagram, I'll have a better chance at looking into those. Justin Simmons, peace, peace. MC Maestro says, I don't know. Aquafina can come out of my faucet anytime. Based on how you spelled it, I'm not sure if we're talking about the same Aquafina. Discover the Hero Within says, have you heard of the Sri Vidya? Yes, sir, I have. Is there anything specific about the Sri Vidya that you'd like to point out? Aw, you're a great teacher. I'm grateful I found you. Thank you. All right, so far, what do you guys think? Has what I said about these elements, does that make sense? Is there anything here that you can practically use? Or is it just all like good sounding words? And I asked that question because, man, there's a lot of people on these internets that know how to say stuff that's exciting and entertaining, but is empty. And don't look at me funny, because you know what the hell I'm talking about. Most all this stuff out here that I've seen, maybe y'all looking at something that I'm not looking at, but a lot of these folks that claim to be very spiritual are just given like popcorn and M&Ms, right? So what I'm asking is like what I just said, is any of this useful? Does it make sense? Gregory Jones says, can you lead us in a meditation tonight? Lila Safuet says, what's the name of the meditation again, please? Oh, right. It's called Taught with Shruti. I just typed it in the chat. So you can, look, there's a book by that same name. The author is Swami Satyasangananda Saraswati. You can find that book. It's the same book that I've been using. It's an orange book. Check that out. Anna Molly says, Moira definitely seems to have had some occult knowledge writing Berserk. He definitely didn't guess all of that. LOL, rest in peace. Yeah, I haven't gotten into Berserk yet. A few people that are very close to me are very excited about that series and has told me some stuff that happened in it. I'm interested to see it. I just haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak on it. No one says, yep, most of them are all talk and no practice. And look, that's what I'm trying to show here, the difference. There's a way to go about this thing and make sure that everybody knows what the hell's going on. When it comes to my channel, I give you all my sources and I give you further stuff to go look up on your own. I don't want you dependent on me. I'm gonna give you all the books, except for like 6 of them because those are very special. But for the most part, I give you everything else. So like I said before, posted in the beginning of this chat is the link to the membership. I highly recommend that you go ahead and dive in because I'm posting new content every single week. And the whole goal is to take you from being curious about this information, and that goes for any beginner, any intermediate person who has gaps in their information, right? Somebody who's looking for consistency, somebody who just needs some type of structure to their occult understanding, right? Because I've been doing this for a long time, so I understand how this goes. To take that person into someone who knows what they're doing, who knows how to take their everyday life and turn it into a ritual, how to take circumstances and reframe them into a way that they can be empowering instead of draining, instead of causing anxiety, right? Instead of feeling lost and confused, you now know exactly what to do. That's what this membership is designed to do. Within the first month, 3 months, or 6 months, however long you want to take. We're going through elemental magic, astrology, all that stuff. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. But like I said, if you don't believe what I'm saying, you got 1 week to test it out yourself. Louis says, Travis, you would love Berserk. I think so. I'm gonna watch it. Kip says, Berserk has the astral, mental, physical planes, Goetia gods. Court Singh says, one thing Trav can do is break it down without using buzzwords. Yeah. Framestar Film says, sure does. It's practical elemental magic, which is the foundation for sympathetic magic and all else. Yes. Court Singh says, Trav can break it down in 3 ways and give you 10 books. I'm telling you. So look, if you have any questions in the chat, if you have some type of topic that you want to bring up, go ahead and let me know. And in fact, if you have normally attended these meetings, if you have the Zoom link, feel free to go ahead and jump on if you want. If not, all good. Hot tamale, pop tamale. What's the world afraid of right now? Apparently there's aliens invading, and what else? What else are we talking about? There's 2 suns again. What's the new hot conspiracy theory? So I think for anyone who is like not here to just be entertained, because like, you know, let's just keep it real. A lot of people are here to get some entertainment to escape from the everyday 9 to 5 and their family life, and they just want to have something spooky and exciting. That's cool. But for the rest of us who actually want to learn how magic works, who want to learn the occult, what I've broken down are like very specific topics that can help you get a stronghold grasp over how this stuff works. And to me, the very first thing that you should learn is the Kabbalion. The very second, after learning the 7 Hermetic principles, is understanding how chaos magic works. Not so that you can be a chaos magician, but to understand that before stepping into this, we have a very strict protocol of how we allow our mind to work. And if you loosen that protocol, if you relax and release that protocol, you allow yourself to experience thoughts and visualizations that you haven't had since you were a kid, right? So I believe that it's best to start with the 7 Hermetic principles. It's best to follow that up with chaos magic. And then right after you get to the chaos magic, I believe it's really important to understand a few of the fundamental principles of quantum physics. And I'm not saying you have to get really technical and you have to go out here and, study Neil deGrasse Tyson, but study the concept that maybe, just maybe, consciousness plays a vast role in how our life develops. So if you take the 7 Hermetic principles, if you take the fundamentals of chaos magic, and you take the idea, the scientific idea that our awareness has a very real impact on how everyday life proceeds, you've got a leg up on everybody else. Not that this is a competition, but what I'm saying is you won't be lost looking for someone to guide you and teach you and show you the way. Because with these 3 principles, you'll have most of it figured out. You'll have things to do. What we're also going to be covering in this membership is the cyclomancy book. Now, I know there are other people who are breaking down cyclomancy and teaching a class on it. And that's cool. If you're going to do that. Please do that. But what I'm saying is that in alignment with chaos magic and the Kabbalion, the practices in cyclomancy can help you also to loosen that very strict framework that we have on our day-to-day lives and allow you to expand. Because here's the thing. You can do things that you haven't done before, right? You can manifest the reality that you want. The one thing that stands in the way is whether you believe in that or not. And I know that sounds simple and very, very obvious, but if you don't believe that it's possible, you won't allow it to happen. Now, when I say belief, I'm not simply talking about, I believe. What I'm talking about is providing yourself with examples that you can do it. So when you read a book like Cyclomancy, those individual practices give you examples that you can do extraordinary things. When you read a book like Libra Null and Psychonaut, if you follow those instructions, you're given examples that maybe I have more power and more ability than I've been told. So it's not simply about just crossing your fingers and believing that you're this magical spiritual being. Because anybody can say, oh, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. You can say that, but it's a whole different ball game when you've proven that to yourself by testing it out. And that's the main portion of what this membership is about. I've broken down these books with examples, with practices, and with exercises, with homework, with challenges every single week, so you will never forget that you were a magus. Court Singh says, aliens at the top of my feed for sure. Yeah, that's the hot topic right now. King Prophet says, I haven't heard the two sons. That's an old one. I think it's being recycled again. Yamaika says, I've been seeing about a Tartarian global empire which built the beautiful old architecture and cities found sparsely today. I like that one. That one's really interesting. Framestar Film says, so the elements can be mixed like primary colors to create different energetic intent and purpose within thought forms and servitors. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. So if you think of the different elements as existing in their own universes, right? What that means is that these elemental spirits that we work with are our paintbrushes. They are our direct access to those specific universes. Like I said, depending on how deep your foundation is, you can take this information and run with it. Lasange Descote, peace. Yamaika says, I now have a newfound appreciation for the old world aesthetics. Yeah, that's a nice conspiracy theory. I like that one. Lasange Descote says, I just subscribed to the membership. Awesome. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. We put a lot of work into this membership. I don't give a damn. This is the best occult membership that has ever existed. Show me anybody else who's got a membership that claims to be teaching you about spirituality and magic and all that other stuff. Show me anybody else, and I promise you what we've done here surpasses that. It surpasses that. I know what I'm doing. I'm just saying. If you've ever taken any of my classes, you know that I know what I'm doing. And this is consistently growing and expanding more and more. So I don't know who else got a membership. I don't know who else is teaching occult stuff, but I tell you what, that ain't what you're gonna get in this membership. Discover the Hero Within says Transurfing does a great job at combining magic and quantum physics. I've looked a little bit into transurfing, but I haven't read the book. It looks really interesting. No one says what type of magic guides the practitioner through shadow work, because I see a lot of magicians who only deal with lower level magic because they can't overcome their egos. That's a very astute observation. That's a very wise observation that you've done there. And this is one of the reasons why I study NLP, because that's going to be the most effective way that I've ever seen to help you deal with yourself. Especially the parts of yourself that you don't want to see. Now, like I mentioned, I got to throw it out there. If you sign up for the membership today, the paid in full membership, you're going to get access to the course that I've designed that is advanced shadow work. It's integration with the higher self. And we're taking NLP concepts and applying this to shadow work, which is exactly what it is that you're talking about. But even if you don't go with my option, I suggest that you look into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, because that's going to give you tools to help you see yourself. Marcos Lucas says, just signed up for the membership. Let's go. Awesome possum. Great to have you, Marcos Lucas. Peace, Anna Molly.
Hey, I went and got my notes. I did have a question for you.
Yes.
But it's more of like, instead of a question, it's like what I need is like a guide. And it's like, what I wrote in my notes was states for generation of patterns, states for operation of patterns, and states for the destruction of patterns that have run out of use, to kind of like bring everything all like together. And it's a crazy picture.
What's the outer ring?
Perspective and maintained frame. And then the second one is the constant shedding of shadow.
That's the dark one?
That's the second one.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the middle one is eternal creation. So that's like the generation, destruction, operation.
So operation contains generation and destruction.
In this picture, but I don't know. I don't. That's the question.
Well, I mean, if this is based off of the three gunas, I think that would also reflect how the three gunas behave.
I mean, it seems like I've got all the puzzle pieces, but I'm just asking you, like, I don't even know what the picture is, but it seems like all the pieces are there. Like, what is the picture that we're making here?
A picture that's already made.
Right? It's almost there. It's going to click. The hamsters they're in the wheel. It's turning. Anyway.
I love it. Oh, and by the way, King Prophet says that's the three Taurus, Trev. That's the three Taurus. There we go. See, this is why I love this group of individuals, because you all pick up on the subtle nuances of the wordplay. That's the whole point. Anytime you see threes, what are we talking about? Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. MC Maestro says, I mean, the Jesuits got the one up, but you're the best on the interwebs. I'll take that. I'll take that. I ain't been here as long as the Jesuits, but I have been here on the interwebs longer than a lot of these so-called teachers. Now, there's quite a few who've been here longer than me. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about these TikTok folks. And some who are not TikTok folks who aren't really giving nutrition. Peace, Kenna. Kenna says, I'll write a 10-page paper on the bars Trav got on the membership. You already got yourself an A+, my friend. Goddess Big Glow from the Blackfoot says, hey, Travis from Indiana, just got to work. I'm listening. Good to have you. Good to have you. Timon says, I've seen that image in the big black book with 2 parts. Yep. And you'll also see it in The Cosmic Doctrine by Dion Fortune. There's something about that image, and I'm telling you, like, it has to do with that void space that is just beyond the 5 elements. If you practice Taoist Shuddhi, you'll know that it takes you through an experience of expanding through the 5 elements one at a time. And after you go through earth, water, fire, air, and Akash, there's another level that's a void space. This is the area of Om. And within that space of Om, that eternal vibration, right? What do they say about Om? It's this infinite vibration. Keep in mind what I said about the 3 Taurus. The 3 Taurus, infinite vibration. Om happens in 3 parts. Vibration happens in 3 parts. The up, stasis, the down, stasis. Those are 3 parts. Just like you're breathing. Inhale, stasis, exhale, stasis. 3 parts. So when you hit this infinite void of Om space, you're dealing with the limit of existence, because past that point you're not dealing with time and space anymore. You're not dealing with time and space anymore. So Timon, peace, and that big black book with 2 parts that you're referencing, that diagram of the 3 circles going around, like what Anna showed us, that is also the limit of time and space. Past that, there's what we know of as nothing, because the human mind can't comprehend it anymore. Because the human mind, aka ego, knows that it exists through the five senses, which only determine reality based on time and space. I hope you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, stick around and you will. Kip says, can you please link your background ambiance, Travis? Maybe. I'll think about it. The Black Sands has agreed. What ambience do you listen to, Trav? You have a playlist. I do. Okay. So look, I'm not gonna let you guys forget. I'm gonna be talking about this for like a very long time because I'm very excited about the work that we've put into this. I mean, has anybody ever heard of the Gaia channel, where they have these cute little shows about aliens and Atlantis and stuff like that? Maybe you have. I know some of us have. I'm going to tell you my vision. My vision is I'm going to create something like that, but actually useful. Right? So imagine if you could have a different show based on a specific occult book. Like imagine a 20 episode show on mystical Kabbalah, right? With interviews from people who were actually part of Dion Fortune's lodge. Imagine like a show based on the works of maybe W.E. Butler or Aleister Crowley or just anybody, right? And actually have maybe the author come and speak, or each episode based on a specific principle of the book. That's where we're going with this. But we're starting with the Kabbalion. Now, I don't have access to the writers of the Kabbalion because Mr. Atkinson has passed away. But we're going to work our way up. Even the vision.
I was just about to mention on the Gaia how Teresa Bullard has a bit that she mentions. She's a physicist, and I have a deep infatuation with quantum physics. And she details the correspondences between the Kabbalah and quantum physics. I think you might like it.
Teresa Butler?
Bullard, I believe is her last name.
Bullard, Teresa Bullard.
Bullard. It's called, I think it's called Mystery Teachings, I think. I'll check when I get back home.
Okay, this is a book or?
It's a show on Gaia.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some stuff on Gaia you'd like. There's a bunch of poppycock on there too, but there's some stuff on there you'd like.
Open for it. MC Maestro says, nah, let's get the Pope on our show. Maybe. Once I master this Prakriti Siddhi, I'm sure he'll show up. If you're interested in the background music, I've pasted the link in the chat. MC Maestro says VBJ actually breaks down how every meditation does the same thing. It's the consistency that opens the lock, but that can only be seen with experience. Yes. Teresa Bullard.
She also brings in a little bit of the tarot into some of the teachings too. I'll send you a link. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
It won't be a waste of time, that's for sure.
Okay. So now that we've entered the 11:11 time zone for those of us on the East Coast, what have you guys been up to as of late? I haven't seen any of you in quite a while. Please don't all speak up at once.
School just got out over here, so now I didn't have to get up early, and I woke up early anyway. Good times. More time to stay up late and study.
I got myself a little bit of meditation, and in between meditation, sleeping more, taking more napping. But always listen to Magick. I can't stop that. You know me. I have to continue with the concepts of Magick. So
Right.
that doesn't stop. But I sometimes, do my good meditations, and sometimes I just crushed and fall asleep. So yeah. Um I've been having a few readings. What do you call that book? The Magician, the one that you actually were reading last time. I still have it in my pocketbook up there, and when I get the chance to read it, like whenever I get the chance to read it again, then I read it. Uh, but other than that, nothing crazy. Because and texting you, of course.
Yeah. Now, when you say the magician, are we talking about Philip Cooper, or are we talking about the other magician?
The other magician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I really want to do one of his books in the book study too, because I think he breaks down even better than Cooper does.
The magician, yes.
Yeah.
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 It's like a different era in a way.
Right.
That's-
Right. He's coming from the 60s and 70s or something like that.
yeah, the concepts are totally different. I mean, the perspective of views are so different, you know what I mean? It's like a different era in each one of those.
Ken P asks, how do you identify your ego self? Please expand on that question, because I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. How do you identify your ego self? Are you asking how I identify mine, or how do you identify yours? What do you mean by identify, and what do you mean by ego self? Okay. Well, in the meantime, in case you didn't catch the memo, which I will repetitiously remind you, my new and improved membership that I've been working on for so long is finally ready for you to come inside and take part. So, if you join today and within the next 4 days, tomorrow's my birthday, hallelujah. If you join within the next 4 days, I will give you access to my upcoming NLP course, which will be all about how to literally master your subconscious mind based entirely on the Green Book, the greatest NLP book that I've ever read. If you don't want to go ahead and take part, that's fine. But I'm so confident in this new membership that your other option is to test drive this program for a week completely free. And if you don't like it, cancel it free of charge. Your choice. Either way, get this information and I promise you, this will not be a waste of your time. And it's going to be better than anything else that you've done in this particular field. But just to give a little bit more clarity, right now, there are 2 specific modules that you're getting primary access to. Aside from the actual membership itself, the Magick Academy membership, which is going to teach general information on Kabbalah, tarot, astrology, etc., etc., as we move forward, there's also an entire course that is based on learning the Kabbalion within 30 days. So I've taken all the concepts of the Kabbalion and broken it down how you can learn it day by day, all 30 days, with homework assignments, meditations, group challenges, etc., so that you can learn how to pinpoint how the 7 Hermetic principles are active in your daily life. And also, what I'm really proud of is the Master Your Reality Now course. And this teaches you basically how to understand the subconscious mind, how to understand sorcery and chaos magic, all bundled up into one program. It's an 8-week program. Again, I walk you through the lessons piece by piece, homework, group assignments, and real life examples. Check it out. If you love it, stick with it. If you hate it, go ahead and cancel it. No skin off my back, because I already know this stuff. And if you already know it, awesome. Peace, Matthew Watson.
I have a question that I would like to ask. So so after we purchase the membership, which if anyone hasn't purchased the membership yet, I highly encourage you to do so. I'm just in the dashboard right now. It's phenomenal. Well worth the 50 bones. But I'm just curious, how long before we're able to access some of the videos and whatnot and the lessons and things? Or did I just register something incorrectly?
Okay, yeah. So because of what we talked about earlier, I'm going to go ahead and unlock it for you. But
excellent.
For everyone, the way that it works is every week, the rest of the content will be unlocked. So it's really designed to take you through it piece by piece. Because I know with every course that I've ever made, there's people who rush through it all in the first 2 days. And I love the enthusiasm, but that's not going to be the best way that you're going to digest this info. So the way that I have it is every week, a handful of videos unlocks, and there's exercises, there's homework, and you do all that for a week. And even if you want to rush through it, at least you have that week to try to digest that information. So during the free trial, I think there's the first week or 2 unlocked, so you can get a taste of how these things are going to process. But like I said, every week a new section unlocks.
Awesome. Like the drip thing, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will admit I'm one of those people that I will immerse myself. So I will. I gotta say, with what's on my plate already, this is amazing for me because I know I will have the tendency to be like, I want to do it all now. So that's awesome. I'm really, really excited, and highly encourage anyone else if just wait till you get into the dashboard and you see what's there. Your head's gonna explode.
Man, wait till you get to the dashboard and see what's there. Like, I'm trying to, like, I usually don't toot my own horn like this, I suppose, but
I can promote it. You should get an affiliate program. Let me promote it.
we put a lot into this. We really did. We put a lot.
I can tell. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, let me go ahead and get you in there, because, yeah. Hold on.
Thank you very much.
I want to go check it out right now, but I know I'll stop paying attention to the live, and I want to pay attention to the live.
Yeah, I got a 9 a.m. meeting, so I'm gonna do it a little bit, and then I gotta go probably at around midnight.
I'm going to send a link to you through Instagram, all right, Richard?
Aye. And I'm gonna send you a link through Instagram also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Three Taurus.
Science too.
Hmm?
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a gyroscope will like keep upright no matter what, even when there's no gravity. It's so cool.
Yeah. A nice one.
That was what were you holding up there?
I like to space out and draw things when I'm like
Cool.
right after meditating. So I don't. Oh, I think
Oh, that's
Trav. I think we were talking about something. Maintaining frame, maintaining. I was like, I've got like 2 of the 3 pieces, so it's got to be like all 3 there somewhere. And so I was like, this popped into my head, and so that's how I can't explain it, but that's what it is. In the middle
really
is like the bindi, like the center of the mandala.
Ah.
But yeah, I was watching space videos.
That can get the creative juices flowing for sure.
I'm telling you, man, there's a link between what actual science and physics teaches and what ancient occult teaches. I think we're so far removed because of the language, but the concepts are there.
Same concept.
Yeah, drawing right after meditation, right? Because when you're putting yourself in the alpha state when you do that, and that's I mean, depending upon what your outcome is, your desired outcome for your art, because I know there are a multitude of various different execution techniques employed by so many different artists that I've known all over the years. Like I've known some people who have to be like in the nude in order to do their art. Some people have to like, you know, fast for like a number of days, or some people can only be intoxicated. But like that's just to give you an example of some of the. But anyway, the reason I'm saying that is because it's an aspect of a personalized ritual in which one must enact. And post meditation, you're using that, tapping into something, and also to the utilizing that hemisphere of the brain. You can channel and or get some really interesting stuff. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem. That makes sense, actually. And I think I did start doing it so I could tap into the visual part, because I was realizing I was getting visions, and I was doing dream journals, and I was basically trying to explain things. And I just started drawing things from my dreams, and that helped me. And so I think that's where it came from.
That's an excellent way too to cultivate clairvoyance as well. I mean, some practices or some philosophies or traditions believe that, whatever it is that you want to believe, but the practice of documenting one's dreams, firstly, I'm applauding you. That's good work doing that. And I have dream journals from like 7 years ago, and some of the stuff, like when you go back and you look at that, at what was percolating in your subconscious that would come through, and some of the symbols, just like, okay, wow, I wonder what that is. So oh, hang on a second, I gotta check something. But
no, it's wild. And when you do that with pictures and you start going back, you start like remembering stuff that you never would have been able to describe with words. It's kind of addicting.
Oh yeah.
I'll do all kinds of things. I'm not doing the drawing for art's sake so much anymore as like a documentation process. So I think it allows me to be more free, because if I was trying to make stuff that was pretty, it wouldn't turn out that way. I'm just like trying to document this whole other thing that words are either too slow or too inadequate for. Or sometimes I'll make diagrams and then I'll figure out what the words are later, which is fun. Because if you draw something and leave it blank, your brain will be like, there has to be something for that needs a label. So your other part of your brain will be like, no, do it. Especially if you write a little box that looks like a label, but it's empty, your brain will it will solve it. It will have to.
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. I'm curious too, like based upon the energetic signature that you'd be emitting at that time too, the choice of words, because linguistics are subjective, that you would choose to use to articulate that what you're seeing, or perhaps maybe it could be, or maybe another time it could be based upon more of how you're feeling and the portrayal of expression at that. That's yeah. Cool.
Well, have you ever done journaling and noticed that your handwriting changes depending on what state you're in? Because you can track that too. And it'll change for weeks at a time sometimes. And like sometimes it'll be more loose, or it'll lean one way more than the other. It's wild. You can do handwriting analysis on your own handwriting post, like, or in a trance state or post trance state, because you're still like going to be affected by that. And the drawings are affected by it too, to where it almost is like a different state. Looks like different handwriting, but it's still your handwriting, but slanted a different way. In my experience, anyway.
You gave me a crazy crown chakra activation when you said that. So I because I've done experiments with automatic writing in the past, and with some of the only thing that I'll say is that I have noticed some interesting correspondences, most certainly. But now that you're bringing that up, I'm actually going to go back and look, because I've got about 4 or 5 journals for different things, and so my one that I use to document my occult practices, I'm really interested to see what was going through my head like 6 or 7 months ago. It's some awareness.
Yeah, I will be interested to see what other people's experiences with this is, because I don't know. I mean, I know there are people that kept journals for a long time because I read about it, but I don't know if anybody's broken down like to that extent. But I've been able to go back and I've flagged my own stuff with like highlighter and stuff, so I can just flip through to certain pages where I just started doing like these post-it notes with different colors. And I'm like, it's wild, the stuff that I was making connections I didn't even know, or a certain type of handwriting maybe only showed up once years ago, but now it correlates to stuff that I'm doing now, and the knowledge actually correlates. It's very weird. It's very weird.
Huh. I would say that's an incredibly super cool and thought-provoking type of weird. That's I like what that is. What you just shared, that's pretty damn cool, I would say. Because that's how, actually, now that you mentioned that, that's happened to me with in prior past like reviewing of my dream journal, because I used to do that, and then some of the interesting things that would pop up, it was like, wow, I guess that would technically make that a premonition of some kind, wouldn't it? But or the variations of the things that you would notice of the occurrences that would go on in your waking world and the dream world. Because many years ago when I was in university, there was a class in neurology that I took, which a very, very eccentric professor got us to document our dreams, but also had us document the lunar phase at the time and particular aspects of our environmental stimuli. For example, like if we were in our own bed or someone else's bed, or if someone was sleeping in our bed, things like that, right? But it was at that particular moment in my life, the girlfriend I was living with at the time, she would get a little nutty whenever the full moon would come around. But my dreams, though, it was weird stuff that happened in my dreams around then. Whenever I was like, we had a good night, like didn't fight or something like that. My dreams on the like close to the full moon, it was like weird premonitions would happen like years later, which was very, very interesting. But nothing like crazy profound. It was just really, really weird stuff, like getting a new bag at this particular time. It was like, wow, okay, weird stuff like that.
That's pretty cool, actually. I think all of my stuff started with dream journaling kind of kicked it off, and I think that is kind of like the clue. And the funny thing is too, like when I have like dreams that I end up being true, end up being premonitions, they're the most boring, mundane things usually. They're just like these little moments that are so insignificant. Like, oh, I'm driving and I saw a thing on the side of the road. Okay. It's so weird.
Yeah, and I still think that's pretty cool though, and it may have some, you never know, because that may have some incredible significance or like that later on in our lives too, for whatever reason. Maybe like that one time I was driving down the road, there was a thing, and it happened again this time. And then but then something crazy happens that time. You never know.
You never know. He had to emphasize that one. You never know, never know, never know, never know, never know. And then again, like when we talk about perception, who is to determine what is mundane and what is special? What is it based on? mean, sheesh. I was using the bathroom earlier and like the thought dawned on me like, yo, everybody on the planet does not have clean water or their own bathroom to use in privacy. That's some first world stuff. To me, that's mundane. But there are millions of people who don't have that simple ass luxury. So that's not to say, oh, you should appreciate what you have because somebody's poor and they don't have it. What I'm saying is like, we categorize our life experiences with these labels, and these labels are words. Words carry way more volume and weight than we give them credit for. Mundane. What's mundane?
Right, we have hot water on demand. That's like better than kings in the past. They had to wait for it to boil. We just turn on hot water.
Look at what we're doing right now.
Magic.
We call this mundane only because we've done it before many times. By the way, the very first module in the membership is about perception and beliefs. But here's the, when we're seeking for an answer, guess when we stop?
I think that would depend on the person.
No, we all stop at a specific point.
When we get it, some people.
There you go. See,
you may have more. You may have more questions depending upon the kind of answer you get, though, right?
now that's where we get into the type of person. But the average person, we're talking about a lazy mammal here. When we find an answer, we stop. If you lost your keys, when do you stop looking for them? But before that, you're turning the entire house upside down. You're blaming people, yelling at folks. You're going all over the place till you find it. But once you find it, everything's cool. This is how beliefs are made. Once you find that answer that satisfies you, that's where you stop. Does that mean that's the best way or the correct way or the most efficient way? No, that's just when you stop. It also ties into cognitive dissonance. It's a very uncomfortable state for the human mind. So we will do anything to get out of cognitive dissonance, which means that somebody can tell us some bullshit, but as long as it sounds good enough, we don't have to keep searching anymore because we found it. The Anunnaki is coming back, y'all. They're going to turn my blood into gold and they're going to take me back to the planet Saturn.
Nibiru.
Right. It solves a certain burning longing sensation that I had, and because it solved that longing, I don't have to look anymore. Once a belief is created, it takes a lot of effort to go back and revise it. So the reason that I chose Chaos Magic with this membership is because Chaos Magic teaches you to challenge your beliefs. Not only to challenge your beliefs, but to adopt contradictory beliefs. Spend an hour pretending that you're a neo-Nazi. Spend an hour pretending that you are a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter. Spend an hour in the shoes of somebody that you are absolutely disgusted with. Well, you're not really American, so those words might not vibe with you, but you get the concept.
I think it would be a phenomenal experiment to spend an hour of my time in either Biden or Trump's shoes. That would be an excellent experiment.
It's my educated guess that both of those people are actually extremely intelligent, more so than the average person, and they know exactly what they're doing. Now, what they're doing might not be what you think they're doing, but they're doing their job perfectly, as everyone in their position has been doing their job perfectly.
A legitimate gerontocracy, which requires them to have a certain level of intellect in order to be able to get there, right? In addition to the right connections. I would definitely agree. I don't know enough about Biden's background in particular, just because of where I am in the world, right?
Let me tell you about his background. Have you ever heard of MK Ultra?
I have, very much.
Well, if you look into the documents of the people who created that program and who developed that program, you're going to see young Joseph's name on the first pages.
Really?
I'll tell you that. I got it in black and white.
I'm
Like
I'm gonna go look at that right now.
And like I said, hey, and if you don't find it, I got a book for you.
Oh, you know I love those.
So, like I said, like these people, they know what they're doing. They might pretend or portray a certain character for you and for homie up the street, but they know what they're doing. Most of the time, if somebody's on camera in some type of role, it's been well thought out before the record button was pressed. Shakespeare said that all the world is a stage. And if he said that back then, why would it be any different today? What does it have to do with any of us? Well, I would encourage you to take a look at your beliefs, especially about people that you don't know or have any way of knowing. Celebrities, politicians, athletes, musicians. And check your beliefs, right? A lot of people talk about what these important, famous people are doing, and they speak as if they know, as if they've been there. Oh, you heard about what this artist did and what this athlete's doing, man. They doing it, You don't know. You don't know. Our worldview is shaped on those kind of things. It's the gossip, it's the talk of the town, it's how we entertain ourselves. But if we steep and stew in that stuff for too long, it becomes difficult to separate entertainment from what we actually believe. If you're watching Bad Girls Club all day, you start believing that shit. For my ladies out there. Did you check your email, Richard?
Yeah, I'm just, I don't see it yet. I sent you, I was trying to, wasn't sure which email you sent it to. Check spam. Unless when I was registering, I put in a spelling mistake. It's the only thing I could think.
Okay, well, I'll just send it to the Instagram like I said in the first place.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
No, not on IG, not on email either. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Not in my email, and not on Instagram either.
Okay, I sent it through email, but now I'm going to send it through Instagram.
Okay.
yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Okay, so in 15 minutes, it is my birthday. And this is what's so special about it. When I was born, the sun was in Gemini and the moon was in Gemini. And guess what's happening right now?
Dude, hell yeah.
The sun
Birthday lineup.
and the moon have both returned to Gemini.
Yeah.
It's almost like an exact birthday. Give or take a few planets. Mercury's pretty close. So now I have to look back on my 50 years of life. And reflect on the patterns that have led up to this point.
Do you do something at like the exact time that you were born? Because on my birthday, I'm usually never awake personally, but I wonder if other people do that.
I got less than 12 hours, but I'm pretty sure I'll still be up. I mean, what is there to do? Like, what would you do? Like, what am I gonna go out of my house and dance in the street? Nothing's gonna be no. Well, I mean, the grocery store will be open. Like, I don't know what would there be to do?
I don't know. On certain years, the planets are like lined up, but I mean, the sun is lined up, so you could do some kind of like solar meditation or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm always asleep on mine.
Yeah, that would be the only like those would be the only two options that would actually be relevant, either sleeping or doing some kind of meditation. Sleep sounds pretty well. There's a third option. I might have to pick and choose because they all sound good actually. Wait a minute. I think I have an appointment on my birthday.
Get you some cake or something.
On his birthday?
Hmm. Cake would be nice. Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, the other fear that AI is taking everyone's jobs. That's the other fear. I keep forgetting about that one. Framestar Film says bake a Kabbalistic cake. 50 candles though. See, now I'm officially now I'm officially old enough to learn Kabbalah, right? Okay, my friends. So look, I'm just gonna give you a forewarning. I'm gonna be promoting this membership for quite a while, so don't get frustrated if you hear me talking about it. In fact, go check it out because there's a 1-week free trial, so you can see why I keep talking about it so much. But in any case, as far as the next YouTube book study, we are in somewhat of a limbo space. I'm accepting suggestions. My only rule to this is that I prefer it to be, what's the word? Public domain. Now in the membership, that's a different story. But as far as public YouTube, it's a lot safer for it to be something that's public domain. Now, thankfully, Manly P. Hall's works are all public domain, and it's actually excellent quality information. But maybe there are some other occult works that are also within public domain. So if you have any suggestions, shoot them to me. I'm open to that. If not, then I'll figure something out. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to get back to work. I'm so used to being in the flow of pumping out video after video. I think I'm gonna get back to it. Cosmic Traveler says happy early birthday, Trav. Thank you. Framestar Film says happy birthday, Freighter JT Magus. Nobody's called me JT since I've lived with my parents.
I will also wish you happy birthday in advance, also, my friend. Happy birthday, and congratulations on now being able to officially study Kabbalah. I'm playing with your joke there.
Right on. We're going by American rules. I identify as a 50-year-old.
I'm not touching that with a 50-foot pole.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to confirm that I did get the. Thank you very much for the link. I got in. And I'm going to do everything I can to not stay up all night doing this. But I got to clarify about the email. So if we can take a minute another time about that, because I don't want to do that right now. Just so it. If I
you didn't get the email?
Still didn't get the email.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll bump it. I'm just gonna go straight through.
Oh shit! Never mind. My mistake. It's under promotion. I forgot. It's my mistake. It was there.
Look, I'm excited about this. Like, I want you guys to see this content. Not just see it, but like go through the process. It's a teaching, it's a class, it's a school. Like, you want to learn about the Kabbalion, you want to learn about sorcery, magic, the subconscious mind, join this membership. Take the videos. I'm giving you a whole week to test drive this stuff. Do it. If you don't like it, cancel it. But try it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm gonna go do right now. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go binge watch everything I can.
Look, let me tell you how much this means to me. My son also just got on summer break, and I don't really get to see him as much as I really want to. But I had to stay in the zone to finish this work, and I had to send him home early. I didn't get to spend but like 4 days with him, but I had to get this done. So look, I made a personal, emotional sacrifice for this content. So this is how much that I believe in this, and how much I believe that it will work for you to get you some clarity on these concepts. So take it. Take it.
Yeah, I don't think you should worry about promoting it. I think you should be proud of yourself. I think people need to know.
I think you should shamelessly promote it, and I think you should get an affiliate program so myself and other people can also promote it. So let's talk about something like that. We can work something out.
I'm down with it.
Nice. I am so stoked now that I'm in this. I'm like, oh my goodness, because I just, wow. Thank you so much for making the sacrifice to be able to deliver such quality to, because this is going to create a like not only gargantuan momentum for people who really want to dive deep, but it's it's like leaving a legacy as well as the ripple effect that's going to come from this. It's just like, you can't see it, but I'm tipping my hat to you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, my friend.
That's what I'm going for. Like, in this ocean of nonsense and the people perpetuating nonsense because they don't know any better, when you start getting folks who do start to get the actual information that's relevant, that works, these people won't be fooled anymore, right? These people aren't going to fall for the okie doke. Not only that, but these people are going to actually make change in reality. That's what I want. Matthew Watson, thank you very much. Keemer Waters, thank you. Discover the Hero Within, thank you. Timon, thank you. James Jeremiah, thank you. Framestar Film says, do a live after the first week test drive, which will serve as best promotion. Okay. Oh, Hecate, are you going to sleep? I believe so.
Go to my bed, man. But don't get surprised. I'll be texting you at 4 o'clock in the morning saying happy birthday.
Right on. I love you all.
I love you too, man. See you soon, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, Hecate. Nice to see you.
Night.
It's technically the 16th, so happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Woo!
Yeah, happy birthday.
How is the sun still up over?
It's only 9 o'clock here. It's not your birthday here yet. I'm in the past.
Only 9 and the sun is still up.
Hey, I'm above the 45th parallel up here, man. It makes a huge difference. It's that it gets so dark in the winter, and now we get, it's not Alaska stay light all night, but It's party time. It's party time. That's why I said I'm gonna stay up all night studying.
Yeah.
This guy has anything to do with it.
Oh.
My vacation starts tomorrow.
Vacation, man. I don't know what to do on vacation. Like after a day or two, I'm still studying and making videos.
Yep. Have fun. You're gonna be making videos on your birthday and loving it, I'm sure.
Oh my, wow. I'm just incredible. I'm so impressed with what's here, and I'm so excited.
Well, hey, don't watch it yet. Watch it with your full attention.
Ah. I'm gonna do at least 2 tonight. I'm at least. I don't know. I can always rewatch them. I can get in peak state and then rewatch them again, and do the work. My question, I had another is so with the bi-weekly meetings that we will have will we be like, reviewing this, or is this or will there be review on like a YouTube video or something, YouTube live or anything like that, or is this just kind of for solitary study? You are muted.
Yeah, so they will continue with this particular information.
Excellent.
Is that what you were asking?
Clarifying. Yes, most certainly was.
I'm gonna try experimenting with because that particular platform that I'm using there, Mighty Networks, they've recently, within the last year, implemented live streams. So I think I'm gonna try experimenting with doing some live streams through there. Because here's the thing, probably shouldn't say this, but what I mentioned about the book readings on YouTube, well, that probably wouldn't be the safest thing to do. However, maybe on Mighty Networks, it might be not a big deal.
Oh,
Catch my drift?
I do. That would be exceptional. We could dive in deep on some of those things that we can't talk about on YouTube. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I have my Sith apprentice Apollo Soul looking into some legal stuff, and apparently as long as it's live and not recorded, it might just be okay. I gotta double check that, but sounds good. Oh, the Cosmic Traveler says the astral body, would that fit the public domain category? I'll look into that. That would be a good choice. I mean, it's kind of wordy, old school language, but that would be useful and appropriate. I'll look into that. But if we're going to do the astral body, we might as well do the etheric body first. Thank you, King Prophet. Thank you, Jet Jaguar. Thank you, Goddess G. Discover the Hero Within says, this really feels like a family environment. That's what I aim for. All right, well, I think that I don't have any cake
I
right
have
now.
one question, which was you mentioned that with what we have, or sorry, the thing that you and I spoke about, with that link you gave me, I think I might be a little bit confused about what there's like I'm not allowed to access certain things, like the Master Your Reality class.
Do you have access to that?
It's no, I'm able to enter, but it says I have to, because I believe I already purchased, right? That's me to purchase again.
Okay. All right. I have a solution because just in case something like this happened, I made a loophole. After we finish this, then I will correspond with you to make sure we get that covered.
Excellent. Yeah, sure. I'll be up. I'll hit you on IG.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but I got a solution for it. Yeah, this platform, it's great, but it does have its idiosyncrasies. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Let's leave it at that. I love. It's good to be. It is. It's also good to not be. Don't get it twisted, because if I had an early ticket out of here, then I'd take it. But not on no depressed shit. Like, life is life, man. You're here or you're not here. When you're alive, you don't got to worry about death. And when you're dead, you don't got to worry about life. What a system. What a great system. What I've come to understand is that what we call the subconscious mind is still within the realm of the ego. What is conscious is what we are directly aware of as input from the five senses. What is subconscious is what we're aware of in the periphery, the things that we filter out, and the things that we leave to autopilot. Now, all that can be grouped as one. Then there's the unconscious, which is everything else. And if you want to consider what God is, what Shiva is, consider that that thing or that no thing is everything else. Everything that's outside of your direct control, direct influence. The regulation of patterns, basically. Stars, the weather, everything else. So if you're able to find yourself in that, you're getting closer and closer to the goal of this whole thing, of finding the God within. Finding the God within is not an ego thing. Finding God within is not about you identifying qualities of yourself that you deem as godly or divine. It's about understanding the aspect of your existence that is bigger than your individual perspective. And when you find that, death is not scary anymore. Pain might be a little scary, but death isn't scary anymore. Because one of the main things about death that we're so afraid of is the uncertainty, or the fact that we've been taught that we're going to burn in hell. As soon as you extinguish those two fears, there ain't nothing to fear. That makes me happy. Chill, calm and cool, without any drugs. Or maybe that was too much for a birthday speech.
It was just right.
All right. I'm back on my vegan shit. I'm going to cook myself a birthday veggie burger. And I hope that you all have a good night. I hope that you take up my offer and check out this membership program. Enjoy it. And look, if you're in it, or if you're going to take me up on it, make sure that you answer the comments. Make sure that you engage in the dialogue. Because after each discussion, there's going to be questions. There's going to be thoughts that you take home. Engage. Because just like what Discover the Hero Within in the chat said, this really feels like a family environment. A big part of this is community, right? I want to build a community here around people who are actively engaged in the practice. Share your thoughts. This is not a place where you got to worry about being judged. Because look, I've been in these Facebook groups and these Reddit, subreddit groups and everything where you'll say something and then you get attacked by like 15 different people. Well, technically, that's not how you do it. This is not that kind of place. This is where you come to share your experience, not your advice. Share your experience. No one's going to judge you on that. In fact, it's encouraged that you share your experience, because what I've seen directly in my multiple years doing what I'm doing is that your experience helps me specifically. Your experience helps other people who are coming to view these lessons and who are trying to figure things out. So watch these videos, answer the questions, engage in the dialogue, and feel comfortable doing so. So yeah, if you've decided to make the decision, then you've made it by now. If not, then hopefully you'll decide to later. Either way, I love you. Thank you for being here. And other good words to express how wonderful I feel. I challenge you to look into the history of this symbol.
Peace and happy birthday and to a prosperous future. Adam Ollie, thanks so much for sharing about your art and your dreams and sharing your wisdom too. That was awesome to hear about that.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Thanks for having the video chats and everything. That's fun. So much fun. Oh my gosh. So many ideas.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday again. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, I'm heading out now too. Have an excellent birthday. Enjoy the crap out of that veggie burger. And I'll send you a message about that thing on IG. And we'll talk soon, because I'm serious about that affiliate thing.
Got to figure out the logistics of it, but I'm not shady by any means. I'm very open to working and that kind of thing, because abundance, man, there's enough to go around.
Oh yeah. Great. Thank you very much, and have yourself a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Gemma. Natural Mystic says, happy birthday, Travis. Thank you. Don't need to go vegan, just eat meat and green veggies. I've dropped 30 pounds in 3 months doing this. Absolutely. I'm not a vegan Nazi by any means. I will have myself some chicken if I want to. But yeah, just trying to reach a certain weight quotient. And I know the last time I hit that quotient, I was not eating meat. So I'm going to try it again and see if that was the magical bullet. If not, hey, I'm not above ordering that Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich. Jet Jaguar says, hey Trav, I have a phone, web browser, and no computer. Will I still be getting by? We'll look into the trial. The speech was good, brother. Happy birthday. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. So when I set this up, I set it up to where it will be able to be accessible by iOS. I think the iOS is still pending if you're going to do it through the App Store. But otherwise, it is web and Android. So you can access it through a web browser and also Android, whatever. Yeah, try it through the desktop option if it doesn't work. There's also the app. Get the Mighty Networks app if that'll be easier for you. But otherwise, shoot me an email and I'll help you if you need help. Matthew Watson says, shit, on behalf of all the major society, we love you too, man. Peace, peace. All right, y'all. So, yeah. I'm proud of this, and I hope that you take the time to find out why. And if you don't like it, all cool. I don't take it personally. It might not be your cup of tea. That's okay. But I am a person who analyzes, and I've analyzed in general all of you to my best ability, and I've crafted something that I believe will satisfy most of all of you. And by most, I mean 90%. But you'll be the judge. In any case, I'm off to create more content for this membership. Like I said, shoot me a message on what kind of book you'd like to see for the next public YouTube book study. If you have any questions or comments, contact me through Instagram. If I don't respond, it's not because I hate you. It's because I'm getting a million responses. Shoot me an email at travismagus777@gmail.com. One of those two ways I'll get back to you. But other than that, please have a great night. Celebrate as if it was your birthday. That can be your present to me. Oh, but you better believe I'm going to make a YouTube short saying, hey, it's my birthday. Cash out me $5. All right. So this is the end. Oh, Framestar Films, all the best, baby. Peace, peace. All right, this is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. I love you all. Peace.